Well, it's been a terrifying day in India, a sad day in India when a fringe group seems to have the ability to do whatever it is they want. This group calls itself the Karni Sena. They have been in the news now for a very long time for all the wrong reasons. A day ahead of the formal release of the film Padmaavat, a release which has been cleared by the Supreme Court, this group went absolutely crazy. They attacked buses, burnt them down. They attacked a bus and with school children on it. How safe are we? Joining us now on the phone line, Sandeep Khirwar, the Gurgaon Police Commissioner. Commissioner Khirwar, will schools or should schools in Gurgaon be open tomorrow?
Vishnu, as of now, there is no direction for schools to be closed. We are committed to ensuring security and safety of the schools and school children, school buses. A very unfortunate, very condemnable incident happened today, and Gurugram Police, working with the district administration, we came down swiftly. We reacted swiftly to that incident. We have brought some culprits to book. We will be taking very stringent action against these persons. Any person who wants to protest and can do so peacefully, but nobody will be allowed to take law into his or her own hands. If somebody does so, Gurugram Police and Haryana Police is committed to taking very firm action against these persons. Today we did the same, very condemnable incident, and we are on the job. We will ensure that it is not repeated.
Mr. Khirwar, my question remains the same. Is there a possibility that schools will be asked to shut down tomorrow? Why are you avoiding that?
Look, as of now, no decision in that direction has been taken. We have enhanced security cover, and we will be patrolling the streets, the roads of Gurugram, so that no untoward incident happens.
Commissioner, that's your call, isn't it? The security of school buses. So you believe that things will be safe?
We are committed to keeping things safe for the city.
And could you tell us a little bit more about, in terms of deployment, what is it that you're going to be doing tomorrow? How will people in Gurgaon feel reassured? What can you tell them?
Look, there are certain specified targets. I am talk of target hardening. There are certain places, there are certain screens, certain venues premises where this movie is supposed to be screened. We have bolstered police presence there. We have reasonably significant component of police personnel present there. They'll be available round the clock. Also, we have duty magistrates appointed by the district administration. We've also requested the premises owners to enhance the internal security.
No, but
as far as the streets are concerned,
yes,
the roads are concerned,
yes,
we have enhanced mobile patrolling so that mobile patrolling parties react to any untoward incident at the earliest.
No, but what about school children, Mr. Khirwar, what about school children coming back from school? It's one thing to ensure safety in the morning. What about in the afternoon as well? You know, there's so many buses, so many different routes, thousands of children. How does any police force guarantee their safety?
We will be there on the roads, and in whatever manner we are required to provide security, we'll do that.
What exactly happened today with these two buses? Is it true that the first bus which was burnt down, the people on the bus barely managed to escape?
Look, in Bhonsi, in village Bhonsi,
yeah.
Haryana Roadways bus was traveling, and some miscreants came onto the road. They stopped the bus and they vandalized it. The police force was there in some numbers,
yes,
but while they were responding, another bus happened to pass by, which was a school bus, which was also, certain stones were melted at it, which caused this alarming situation and very condemnable incident. But very soon the police was able to gather in numbers, mobile patrolling parties reached, and we were able to drive away these offenders, 13 of whom we were able to detain. We have initiated criminal action against them, and they will be brought to book. They will be interrogated, examined to find out who are the other persons behind this incident. They will also be brought to book. No effort will be spared in that direction.
Just one or two more questions. What about offices tomorrow? What is your message to business establishments, offices, institutions in Gurgaon? Because people need to get to work, or should they avoid?
Situation as of now in Gurugram, you have had your representatives,
yes,
coming to the city, is absolutely normal.
Okay.
We are committed to ensuring the same.
All right. Commissioner Sandeep Khirwar, I know it's going to be a busy night for patrolling, and I think it's important that you gave those reassuring words. it's difficult in this situation, and we just hope that you're right, that nothing untoward happens tomorrow in Gurgaon. Certainly nothing along the lines of what we've seen today. But is that enough for parents to feel safe? If you knew that your child who goes to school in Gurgaon, for that matter any other region, we are talking about Gurgaon today, but what about all the other 4 states where there's been violence? And that question really needs to be asked. If this Karni Sena or some other group went and attacked a school bus today in Gurgaon, right next to the national capital, what stops them from doing this in some other state? And there's only so much that we can cover in one particular program, but it's a worry for parents anyway. You saw those visuals. They were terrifying. But for the moment, let's focus on Gurgaon, just purely because there's been an incident today. Here is what one parent had to tell us.
I have with me a parent who I can't even imagine what you must be going through. Your child goes to Lotus Valley, takes the same route, goes in a same bus, comes back home around the same time. I see your eyes just, going numbing on those details. It's really, really horrifying. When I saw that, that clip, I was out somewhere and it was out on the social media. I had tears in my eyes and, my heart came out. I couldn't even imagine my little one going tomorrow on the same route, carrying that transport. And it's really, really scaring. I don't know who these people are. Where do they come from? It just needs to stop right now. This is not our India. That's what we've been saying from now on. What is this one appeal that you want to do to the government very quickly? I think we want to question your capabilities, and I think you better get back to work. It's high time. It's high time. It's like little ones also. My little one was actually, he was just looking at the news that time, and I showed him the clip. He was just playing with my phone, and it was like, Mama, what's happening? Why are these people throwing stones on the bus?
Thugs of the fringe group Karni Sena torching a bus and pelting stones at Sona Road in Gurugram. They did not spare this bus belonging to the GD Goenka World School, throwing stones while children were inside. The driver managed to move away fast. The Chittorgarh fort turned into a police fortress as protesters tried to storm it. This is what remains of shops in a mall in Ahmedabad, vandalized by Karni Sena thugs last night. Nearly 24 wheelers, many of them belonging to a fast food chain, were gutted.
Telltale signs of mindless violence unleashed by a group of hooligans here in Ahmedabad.
Over 1 crore of property damaged in a matter of half an hour in Ahmedabad alone. Ironically, Big Cinema that was targeted had already announced that they would not screen the movie.
उन्होंने पत्थर मारा किया, मेरी गाड़ी को पूरी तरह से लॉस किया है और मेरी दोनों गाड़ियां टोटली लॉस है, एक गाड़ी को जला दिया गया है.
Despite tall claims by the state police that adequate security was being provided, Monday's incident has left many unanswered questions. Why was permission given to a large group of protesters to take out a candlelight march given the intermittent violence in North Gujarat and Saurashtra? Also, how did protesters march from one multiplex to another uninterrupted? At Himalaya Mall, that houses the Big Cinema, about a dozen SRP personnel were outnumbered by around 2,000 hooligans.
There is a group of people who have wanted to peacefully demonstrate. We have, in fact, given permission for that. But some of the elements in that rally, they gone violent. We have identified and, in fact, we have arrested 44 people.
But the state governments are in no hurry to crack down on the Karni Sena, with the Rajasthan Home Minister actually saying protest will be allowed as long as they are peaceful.
कानून व्यवस्था मेंटेन करना मेरा दायित्व है, मेरा कर्तव्य है, मेरा उत्तरदायित्व है, वो मैं करूंगा. मैं इसीलिए प्रार्थना कर रहा हूं कि लोकतांत्रिक तरीकों से विरोध करना चाहे तो करें.
With a screen at your own risk message seeming to go out from the state machinery, not surprisingly, film distributors and cinema hall owners in Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat are taking any chances.
अगर हम ले भी आएंगे, मैं नहीं लाऊंगा, कोई दूसरा आदमी भी ले आएगा, तो चलाएंगे तो सिनेमा वाले लगाने पे तैयार नहीं, तो लाके करेंगे।
समाधान नहीं होएगा तब तक हम पिक्चर नहीं दिखाएंगे, क्योंकि अभी जो दंगा कल हुआ उसी वजह से पब्लिक भी घबरा रही है।
And a defiant Karni Sena, emboldened by the state government's tacit support, issued fresh threats, again targeting the chairman of the censor board. Open threats being issued from a public platform. Groups of protesters taking the law into their own hands, even as the government watches from the sidelines. This, despite the fact that the highest court of the country clearly said that the ban on Padmaavat must be lifted. With Rohit Bhan in Ahmedabad, in Jaipur, Harsha Kumari Singh, NDTV.
Well, joining us now, Aarti Jaiman. She's the parent of a 17-year-old girl from Gurgaon, runs a local radio channel, Gurgaon Ki Awaaz. Pradeep Bhandari, the founder of Jan Ki Baat. Dalip Tahil, the well-known actor, thanks very much for being with us. Himanshu Munjal is a Class 12 Humanities student of Ajanta Public School, Gurgaon, joins us as well. I'd like to thank all of you very much for being with us. Aarti, let me come to you first. Are you going to send your child to school tomorrow?
Yes, because despite the initial shock and paranoia that you feel as a parent, my child does use a school bus. I do expect the Gurgaon police and the Gurgaon administration, the district commissioner, to ensure the safety of everyone tomorrow, especially children who are traveling by bus. But I also understand that the reason I have this expectation and have this confidence from this administration is because we are in Gurgaon, which is such a visible space. Why there is so much spotlight on what has happened today. And it is very important for, I think, all of us upper middle class people who live in these little bubbles of safety, that we kind of fool ourselves into believing that under the veneer, we have been, I think, supporting a certain level of a kind of very bigoted and fascist forces. I think they've been nicely nurtured, and they are coming back to bite us.
No,
and
but I don't
they'll always
understand
bite.
what you're saying. On the one hand, Aarti, you're sending your child to school, and that's your personal decision that has to be respected. But on the other hand, you're talking about where you live and the bigoted forces that exist around you. Isn't it these same bigoted forces that are potentially going to attack school children? They have already today.
I agree. Those are exactly the forces I am saying, but I'm saying those forces have not emerged out of nowhere. Those forces have been nurtured.
That's a larger point. I was just wanting to know about your decision because it's a law and order situation. We can debate Karni Sena and these bigoted forces forever. They have no presence on my program. I have no representative from this Karni Seva or these fringe groups, none whatsoever.
See, as a parent...
One second, Bill, I want to go across to my other panelists. Dalip Tahil. Yeah. Dalip Tahil, it's 2018. These groups are allowed to prosper. Do you believe that at so many levels, BJP governments in Haryana, BJP governments in Rajasthan, BJP governments in Gujarat have failed us on this one issue that, look, you've got goons on the road, they are openly defying the Supreme Court, and yet they're allowed to do this, and today you have children being attacked. Where does the buck stop? It has to stop with some government, right? But in this country, if you criticize a government, then you become anti-national. Isn't that part of the problem?
Well, a very good evening to you, and I agree with you completely, and the writing has been on the wall. It is an utter failure of the government machinery, the law machinery. This was inevitable. It was bound to happen. They threatened Deepika Padukone, which is completely contrary to what the government stands for, that you're threatening a woman and you're threatening to cut her nose off for money. The government and the law machinery did nothing about it. Despite the law minister coming on television and telling us that nobody is above the law, there was nothing to be done. There were people who were told that go and cut people's heads off. The writing was on the wall. The state government has failed miserably. The Indian government has failed miserably by not taking steps at that time. Then the film was cleared and we gave the benefit of the doubt to the Karni Sena, if at all they can get any benefit, to say that maybe they have a point. Today, they have been emboldened. They are striking school buses with impunity. They were talking about these strikes at least 10 days in advance. Still the state machinery did not assure and did not secure the safety of the people. I think it is an utter complete collapse. And I think it should be seen in the context of Davos, which today the Prime Minister, and I respect him a lot, I'm a BJP person and I give him all respect for going to Davos. Is this what we're going to show the world? That we cannot control, that the state government doesn't have the guts and the law machinery doesn't have the guts to come forward and protect the people of this country?
Okay.
So that a school bus has been stoned? Yeah. I think it is pathetic.
Pradeep Bhandari, this is pathetic, would you agree? But who is responsible for this situation getting out of hand? There has to be some answer, right? Somebody has to put these rogues behind bars. Why has that not happened? Why is the Rajasthan Home Minister saying let them protest, but let them protest peacefully? They've not been peaceful so far. Pradeep, can you hear me? Or we don't have that line with Pradeep, we'll get it fixed in a moment from now. I want to go across to a young student. Himanshi Munjal is a class 12 student of Ajanta Public School, Gurgaon. Himanshi, do you feel safe going to school tomorrow?
No, sir, actually don't. Our school has declared holidays till class 8.
Till class 8? So
yes, actually there are exams going on for classes 9 to 12, so we still have to go. And they have advised that parents should come and drop and pick up their children to the school, as no school transport will be provided by them.
Himanshi, let me ask you a larger question. When you see things like movies being, some people saying that you can't watch a movie because it doesn't work for them, what does it make you feel like a young Indian citizen?
Actually, I feel that movies, people have a right to express themselves. So I think the movie the movies like this one can, but I think people should also control themselves. They should have a self-realization that they should more focus on the issues that are currently going on in real life. There are more relevant issues to focus on now. This is just a film, so this is not something we should protest for. We should focus on the issues which are facing the society today. That is more important.
Okay, Pradeep Bhandari, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Pradeep, why has the Gujarat government, the Haryana government, the Rajasthan government not done enough to stop these violent people? We heard the Rajasthan Home Minister say a little while back that if they protest peacefully, then it's okay. But where has this Karni Sena been peaceful? Today they were trying to storm Chittorgarh fort.
Vishnu, I will not use the name Karni Sena. I will use the name Gundo Ki Sena. And this is clearly a breakdown of law and order. And I wonder why the Home Minister is pleading to the Sena. It is his basic duty as per the Constitution of India to ensure law and order in the state. The Home Ministers of the different states have completely failed. It's the basic right, and this is a complete failure after the Supreme Court had cleared the film to be broadcasted in different theatres. And my larger question, and I appeal to all the chief ministers in the administrations, is in order to send a signal to the wider public, they should go and watch the movie, or at least come out and in the open and do a press conference saying that there is no law and order problem. All these citizens of the different states can go and watch the movie peacefully, and it is the duty of the police to ensure that it can also impose section 151, where it can detain some of the members of the Karni Sena, or the so-called Gundo Ki Sena is what I use for them, in order to ensure that the law and order is maintained in the state. So I think the respective home ministers in the administrations are directly responsible, and there is a cognizable offence which has been done, and I think, and I hope that section 151 is imposed tomorrow. Some of these people are detained, and rather than shutting down schools, they should shut down these gundas of the Senas.
All right. Well, let's hope somebody is listening, and let's hope Sena minds prevail. Tomorrow is an important day for us as a country. In a sense, our maturity as a nation will be really showcased, not just the film Padmaavat. Will we have the sense not to allow things to go out of order for ourselves, let alone what we are trying to project to the entire world? Will saner minds prevail? Will there be no violence? Will people abide by the orders of the Supreme Court, one of our most precious institutions? Who knows? But one way or the other, it's such a sad day. And it continues to be sad as far as these fringe groups are concerned. Thanks very much for being with us. Goodbye.